Hello guys, today we delve into a groundbreaking development in China, set to impact NIO. Discover why NIO's strategic moves, including entering the smartphone market, position them for long-term success. Join us as we explore the potential in this ever-evolving landscape. I want to talk about something very big that's going on in China right now that could affect NIO, and why Unearthed NIO is making a very good move in the right direction in my opinion. Before I bring things up, why on earth this is some very big news. Why the NIO phone is going to be very huge in my opinion, at least for the long term for this company, and how NIO could grab its part of this market share. Let's talk about the market. How are things looking so far? While discussing NIO from a technical perspective, it looks like it's making an attempt to bounce, but it still has to break some critical resistance to get a nice bounce. However, when it comes to the long term of this company, I still believe there's so much potential, not just because of the fact that NIO is consistently growing in terms of its deliveries. We had just seen that they made over 19,000 deliveries in August. But it's also because of the fact that NIO is taking its hand and spreading it in a bunch of different markets. NIO has infrastructure. It's part of the entire EV battery swapping service sector as well. That's a different sector that NIO is a big part of. They're involved in the battery market, and now they're also involved in producing smartphones very soon. So they have cars, they have all these different things. They also have different lounges in China, which is very cool. All these different things are helping them build their brand to become bigger and bigger. So their brand, hear me out, their brand is becoming well known across the world in a way, because more people across the globe are just going to continue to buy into the company. I know that a lot of people may have a different view of NIO for that reason. I know what a lot of people think about the government there and this and that. I completely understand that. And to be honest with you, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the company in itself still has so much potential. They're also involved in the robotaxi market and so many things like that. But by putting their hands out there, by continuing to grow, I think that this is just absolutely incredible. And I just think that there's still so much potential, so many money-making opportunities in this, regardless of where the market is, because NIO is not just in China. They're also, like in Europe, they're going to be spreading to other countries as well. And I just consider the news that's continuing to come out great for them. So what's going on with China? Why are things looking very interesting? I think NIO is positioning themselves very well, because China is seeing their smartphone sales slow down as demand is weakening. And what happens is the other competitors which have been investing so much in China are also slowing down their shipments. If you actually look at the shipments, they're starting to slow down. And when the demand is low like this during this time, this is a very good time for NIO to start positioning itself to get back in the market when demand picks up. So what do I mean by that? I'm trying to tell you that demand is going to pick up in the future, right? It could be by Q4 going into 2024 and beyond. Demand is going to go up like crazy for smartphones in China. We know that, right? For the short term. For the medium term, it may be a little bit weak because of the current micro and macroeconomic factors affecting the entire economy, not to mention their overall central banks. But you have to remember, eventually there's going to be this surge in the smartphone market. And before that surge happens, I believe NIO is positioning itself to get in with the big wave. So what's going on with the NIO phone? This is like an example of what they may look like. I'm not too sure if they're going to look like this. They may be incorporating Android technology, and that could be very cool for them. This is what they could end up looking like. We're not 100% sure about this, but I don't really have enough data to be completely exact on this. But they're on course for a launch in 2023 by the end of this year. Over the next few months, William Lee Bin was talking about what it could end up looking like. He talked about how the smartphone could be coming for 2023. He stated the smartphone market is very smooth for them, and that the progress they're gonna make is very awesome. But there are no guarantees that this is it. This could just be like a prototype. We're not 100% sure. But during the event, William Lee Bin said he has no plans to build an MPV this year or anytime in the near-term future. And then he also mentioned that they're going to be incorporating. They just got incorporated with a capital of about $100 million to do so. That's NIO Mobile Technologies, which is like another partner company. And with this registration, it shows that it's going to be building and selling electric products, wearable devices, communication devices, and things like that. And the company fully owned by another NIO Limited Corporation, which is once again very good for them. So it's all under the same branch. So now that they have their own cars, they're entering the smartphone market to start competing with other competitors, such as Apple. So now NIO is getting its hands all over the place. They're making new devices and gadgets. I just think it's continuing to get better for them moving forward. NIO also could be very good to use for other functionalities. Their phone is just really cool in design. And what's so good about this is you have to remember how the market works. There are lots and lots of people out there, people all over the world that need smartphones and their phones break. They have to replace them. The demand for this market is huge. When NIO gets the right, whatever they need, like the patents or whatever, if you want to use that term, I think they use it over there. But it doesn't really matter when they're able to do whatever it is they have to do. They're going to build more revenue. You have to think about how much revenue is going to be brought by these phones. And then when they're entering this very competitive market, they're going to get a share of this right now. The top companies that have the biggest shares. Apple is actually the third biggest over there, and we have other companies. But NIO is going to grab a piece of the pie. Even if NIO gets like 1% or even 2% or 3% or 4%, they're going to be selling, believe it or not, millions of these phones. Millions each year. And if NIO starts selling millions per year, think about what that's going to do to their revenue. The revenue is going to start going up slowly. And once NIO starts improving their product, this is going to position them very, very well from when the demand starts to explode. When demand starts going up, NIO will improve their phones. When their phones are so much better, they can make them more affordable and they could continue to compete with the market. They can bring in more revenue. They could get better profitability, better EPS, and continue to look so much better in investors' eyes. So not only that, but their overall deliveries keep going up. And with this technology coming out, I think this is going to be brilliant for the company. So this is once again bullish news. China has a big share in the smartphone market, and in general the top brands. One of the top ones was Apple. Apple is actually it still is quite popular over there as of reason. It was a little slow for Q2, but they're going to gain popularity, of course. But it doesn't matter how strong Apple is or these other companies, as long as NIO could get a piece of the pie. They have a lot of potential to make killer amounts of money, and this could become $1 billion catalyst for NIO as years go on if they keep improving the products. I think it has potential to do so, it just needs time. So for the long term, this could be another one of those bullish catalysts that could help NIO start approaching these unfilled gaps. And like the much bigger daily chart, we have those unfilled gaps in etc. The phones, their improvements fundamentally. And once they start to improve their margins a lot more, all of that is going to help them big time. And it makes me very bullish for the long term. So I hope that's as clear as possible. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing and see you in the next video.